Overwatch 20 Season 8 Vagary, February 28th, 2018. Oh shit, Tin, that's me. I can do this. It's winnable. Let's get this, man. Let's get this and just do some good takeaways. I'm better than these guys, man. Better than these guys, and I have the hardware. I have the shit. Let's go, man. Win this thing, Lofty. Come on. Let's make it a hook shot. Let's make it a hook shot. Alright, let's make it a hook shot, bro. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Nice. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go on about this for some time. Oh, I didn't even get to play the game. I thought I did. You're gonna have to end that and talk about this because the previous one I did really well. I got like 3rd place, and I didn't do the takeaways. Okay, so let's look at where I'm at here. Current competitive all modes. So about after 100 hours on Widow. Okay. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking out loud, of course, as I do. I'm really impressed with myself, and I've said this before in my videos. Which is good. It's nice to be impressed with yourself. It's not everyone gets to feel this feeling, or sometimes, like, ever. Some people don't get to feel the feeling. But what has changed here? What has happened? Yes, getting more used to what I just told that guy. 1600 DPI 2.0. Quick look for you. Widowmaker. 227. 1600 DPI on my rival 700 SteelSeries mouse, which I need a new one of. But because mine's a little trippy, but I have been saying for a few months now to people I know, friends and stuff, people who know I'm trying to be a pro gamer and stuff, like, that I would be better, I would be excelling more, I would be winning more if I had like better hardware, more frames. I kept saying that. And I said that earlier in a lot of videos that are recording it up. I don't like, do I need more frames? Keep thinking I need more frames. Frames. Like, well, what am I trying to get? I want to try to explain. I'm trying to explain and articulate myself while at the same time scrolling through this stuff to meaningful things. So you have 2 things to tune into if you're viewing this. But basically, sometime in January, like mid-January, I got a new graphics card, new GPU. I got I got upgraded from a 660 Ti. It was donated by a really awesome friend. A 1080, which is what I'm on. A GTX 1080 from the 660 Ti. I jumped up about 5 years in terms of GPU. Like, I think the 660 came out in 2012. But what I had not done, what I neglected to do for until just today / yesterday, what I neglected to do, it slipped my mind / I didn't think I needed to do it, but also I had to reinstall. Okay, so the nvidia control panel, let me just show you. You probably know about this if you're a little tech savvy and stuff. There's settings here that, like here specifically, manage 3D settings. Like, I hadn't had this stuff at the ideal selections of, what you need to select here. I didn't really, figure it out on my own or anything per se. Settings. I use this. So I had everything in here set up and proper, except for everything in here was proper for most of my recordings up to today, for the last few months, except for this section. Well, actually, for the last month or two, this section has been off, because I think when I installed the 1080, I needed to edit these settings, and I never did that. And I was thinking, when I first went over to the 1080 from the 660, I was like, I don't know, it's not that much of an improvement. What the hell? Like, my frames are like, there was a noticed improvement, but I was missing something. And here's something that, like, I'm noticing a lot with this new, like, with my settings proper now, and with I don't know why I feel like I have to say it again. I do, I think, but anyway, my settings proper now. Here's the things I'm seeing that are a result of better graphics, good computer system, and here's part of the reason why I was able to hit so consistently and easily on the last, like, 2 or 3 custom games, Widow's headshots only. Well, last couple too. The third one that I got like a 45 and 20 on, like yesterday, or the day before that, February 26th, I believe, I got like a 45 and 20. I didn't have those settings changed yet, but what I'm noticing is that before, it seemed like I would hit people and I'd be like, what? How did I miss that? It happened kind of a lot. And now, in like the last couple games I played, and pretty much all the games I played for the night of February 27th. Today, did I say December a few minutes ago? I think it's February 26th. That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, February 27th, 2018, the present day. Or no, February 28th, 2018. I just saw it too. I'm just thinking, like, I have so many thoughts right now. I'm trying to see how do I articulate this best? How do I convey what I want to say the best and most efficiently? When I'm shooting people, like, in the head with the Widowmaker, when I was clicking heads that round, it seemed like, okay, first of all, there's a lot less blur, and I think a big part of that is, I think, the pre-rendered frames. What does it say? Is it called pre-rendered? I don't know. Let's see what it says. Maximum pre-rendered frames. Yeah, it was like, I think I was at 4 before, and it's like my graphics card was trying to, draw like all the, like, 4 frames at a time, or, I don't know how it all works. I'm not even gonna try to pretend like I'm that tech savvy to know how GPUs work and the specifics of them and stuff. I'm just assuming that it was trying to draw frames, and that wasn't the only setting I changed, but it seemed like the accuracy was true in that it was trying to, like, there was a lot of blurry gameplay. Like, now I'm gonna pull something up from. I just opened up my file. Let me go to the one from the other day. This is what this is my 227. Give you the info right here. So this is, let's see, yeah, kicked and play the game, yeah. So let me see if I can see it in this. See, like, okay, everything's a little blurry when I move around too. It's almost like being drunk, like in real life. Like everything's a little less smooth. Like it's like all the whole world environment's like a little bit like these are the I'm speaking on the differences right now. I'm speaking on the differences between basically what it's like now having the proper settings on my nvidia control panel for my 1080 versus the other day and the last month or so, as long as I've had my 1080 without, you know, having gone into the settings menu and made sure that everything was proper. Speaking on that, presently the whole world moving around and stuff, yeah, a little blurrier, a little bit slower to, like, how do I put this? How do I articulate this best? Like when I move around, like I'm still in game, right? Let me go to and if you're wondering why we let the loot box collect, it's just like I don't even care that much about cosmetics anymore. I mean, I didn't that much when I got into the game, but of course I did a little bit to an extent because, okay, let me trace just a better example. Okay, when I'm moving around, like now that I'm playing, because I don't know if this truly translates to video and stuff as well. But when I'm moving around here, everything seems, the world seems like properly rendered. I don't know, like more so than it was before. It's like, okay, like an example is like, okay, let's just take this little column or whatever. Like moving from like here to here, especially around it, like before with the 660, it seemed like it's so hard to articulate without you actually experiencing it, but like it seemed like it would be like, I don't know, I don't want to say wobbly, but yeah, kind of a little wobbly slash blurry. Whereas now when I move around, it's like, well, everything is exactly as I see it. Like best annihilation, best analogy I know is if you experience drunkenness the same way that I do, in that, like, the world kind of like starts to lag low key, which is a cool, like, good, fun, novel experience. At least for me, the way I take it, and I feel like that. Like my perception of reality lags a little bit, so I know that like I'm not fully, like, it's almost like my real life frame rate slows down or something when I'm like drunk. And so if you can relate with that feeling and stuff, and like, you know, and what I'm kind of articulating there, like you realize things like, I don't know, 0.25 things. All of what you take in is like understood by your mind 0.25 seconds like slower or something. It seemed like that with my not just the 660, but with my nvidia control settings not proper with the 1080. And now when I'm like, whatever I'm looking at, it seems like, oh, there's a fun one to do. I showed people the other day, but I don't, yeah, going all the way over. And then it'd be cool too if like you can do a 180 or some kind of cool turnaround transition thing too. Like that's, if you're wondering like, oh, what fun can you have in the, I missed that one, but anyway, in the practice range. So going back to this video, this was taken the other day with the 660. Everything is like, see, when she landed there and went there and back, it was like she was a little blurry. It's kind of like Shinobi. That's the best way to put it. It was like, this is the effect that I'm like slightly seeing, and it affects the gameplay. Let me see if I can get to this quick. Hopefully I can. I don't even know how to find it properly. I've never looked it up really. Shinobi Sega. Because he had this move. Revenge or Shinobi Sega. There was like Revenge of Shinobi Bobby. Shinobi Sega abilities. I'm trying to see where it said that he had abilities and stuff. Oh my god. Oh well, I guess. Revenge of Shinobi Blur. Shit. Blur ability. And images. I guess that's an example. It's like you'd move around in Shinobi and I think you'd go faster. Oh, Jedi Academy might be a good example. Star Wars Jedi Academy speed. Force speed. So does he use the speed here? Oh, there you go. Really good game, by the way. I put a lot of hours into this. This is the game I have a lot of PvP time on. Hours wise, I probably got like 2,000 hours at least on this game, cumulatively between the mods I played and stuff. Beat the single player campaign a bunch of times in it, which of course wasn't that challenging, especially in the hardest mode. Come on. But also, oh, that's loud. Sorry about that. I need to just, yeah, my bad. That was loud. Let me see the speed, dude. Is it? Well, yeah, there you go. That's enough. That's all I need. When you would be doing your speed in this game, like it make you have like a blur thing. I don't even know why I needed to do that. Like I get fixated on things sometimes. I was like, let me see if I can find this fast. Like I do know why I need to do that, but I really didn't need to go that far with it. I could have just told you it was a blur, but I don't know. I get OCD about like stuff like that. Like you know, sometimes you want to make a point and then like you get all committed to making that point. So it's like I gotta make this point, you know. Anyway, point being, like I would see the blur. I would see the blur effect. I love when she says that, because it's like, I feel the same way. If I get paid to just pop heads in training room, practice range, I don't know. Could I do 8 hours a day? Like if there was like a benefit to doing that, probably it's too mindless. Depends on how much I was getting paid. Anyway, let me get back onto the takeaways here. So, with that blur effect that I was experiencing, like it was making me miss a lot of shots, and it was so let me take this back to what I was talking about. So here I see her come in, I see her land. There's like ever the slightest blur, and you see how I missed there? How did I miss that? It was like this ever so slightest blur, which makes a difference. Oh no. See, like right there, when I'm going left right on the model, you can see it like she's like in 2 places at once there for a second. Like kind of. I don't even know if I can slow it down to see, but it's like that's what it almost looks like if you go quick. See, like for a second there with the turn, she was like, I don't know if I'm just tripping right now, and I didn't really see that. But anyway, like, let me see. See, yeah, every time I look, it's like there's a little bit of blur. And then even then when she jumped, I feel like there's a small amount of blur I can see. The smallest amount, which is, yeah, it's crazy how I see it now. Like, so much more evident when I'm like, oh, Sloppy. Better than that. No cooldown. Blackjack and hookers too. I was watching it earlier. So I'm just trying to see. So I think it's evident now. I'm just trying to see an example of where. See right there, where they're moving around and crouching and moving around. I saw a lot of images. Okay. So point being of this whole thing is like, now that I can see, now that I can. Here's an example of the one I just did. I don't have it labeled yet, but oh fuck, is the sound? The sound not on? Does that mean the sound's not on for this one, or the sound's not on for that one? That's annoying. Well, I'm just gonna hope and say basically, yeah. Now with the non-blur, I'm hitting more consistently and properly because yeah. That's that. I made the point. 1.20. Oh, and yeah, because I don't even think it's recording anyway. So anymore. So 1.20.0.3, February 28th, 2018. It's Lofty Vagary. It's Wednesday in transmission.